Hi, my name's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. Okay, so today is the final sort of vlogmas episode that I'm putting up on my channel. In the month of December, I've been including some festive activities and pictures of just like our daily life, what I do with my son. And yeah, that has been fun for me. I hope it's been fun for you. After this one, I'll just go back to regular knitting content. But you can always ask me what I'm up to or what my son's up to, how we're doing. Feel free to ask about that. I probably just won't include it in here for the sake of the knitting content and keeping my videos to like a shorter time. But if you haven't watched before, I usually share my finished objects, works in progress, and if I have any acquisitions. Yeah, I think that's all. It is very dark here today. I live in North Carolina with my husband and my son, and I know like a lot of the United States is getting really wet, cold weather. Tomorrow, for us, the low is I think 12 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty cold for this time of year here. We're actually celebrating Christmas tomorrow with my family, and yeah, I'm excited. Even if it's freezing cold, we can just stay in and snuggle and wear our Christmas jammies. So I'm very excited, regardless of the weather. But yes, I'm facing a window, and so I'm just looking out, and it's so like gray and dark. Again, I'm recording in the afternoon, about 2 o'clock and Eastern Standard Time. And it's so dark. My husband actually got me a ring light though, so the lighting might be a little bit different. Hopefully a lot better. He's hooked me up with got me my microphone, now a ring light, and a new tripod. I mentioned in my last video that I was going to start saving up to buy a nicer tripod, and I think he had already gotten it for me for Christmas. So we opened our gifts for each other, and mine was this lovely ring light and tripod. So tangent over. I have some finished objects for you. My scarf. I hope it's focusing. Yes, it is. Wow. Okay. I love this. I have talked about this a lot on the last couple of episodes. Basically, it's just I cast on 50 stitches in the round on US 6 4mm needles, and I held together Woolberry Fiber Co. I think it's sweater weather. Previously I said October, and I'm pretty sure it's sweater weather, but they were from a similar or same collection, I believe. And then Little Fox Surrey, and it's in the color Petal. So you can see the part where I ran out of the Surrey, the difference the Petal sort of makes in blending the scarf to be more pink versus like this is almost more, has like more oranges and more red. And so I really like how the light pink sort of toned it, I don't know, more pink. That's kind of more my style. Of course, I wouldn't mind a whole scarf in this because it's also gorgeous, but yes, I've been wearing this a lot, and I said in the last video I didn't know what I was going to do because I didn't think it'd be long enough. And you guys had so many helpful suggestions, like I could make it like a cowl or an infinity scarf, which I hadn't even thought of. But I decided to just try blocking it to see how big it would get before I decided about finishing the edges. It grew 10 inches after blocking. I will say, like, I tried to stretch it, so I definitely was like hoping it would get longer, but 10 inches. So now I feel like it's totally wearable. Like I could wear it like this, like that. It's kind of what I was going for, just like a really long, I don't know, just a really long scarf. I know it's kind of crazy. I'm getting so excited about a scarf, but I've never I think when I started knitting, I just made scarves because I could just knit straight in a line. And I love wearing scarves. And so, I don't know, this just feels like a big deal. Like I can knit something and love it, and it feels perfect for me. yeah, I posted on my Instagram, I shared how like I feel like finally I'm starting to make pieces that I really love and really fit. Like probably 80% of my projects now, I look at it after and I'm like, that is what I was hoping for. That's what I had in my head and envisioned this. And previously, like some of my projects haven't turned out that way. And I usually still like them a lot. It's more like, oh, that's cool. Like not really what I was thinking for the fit or, you know, the color, but it's okay. But like, this is like, yeah, this is what I wanted. So anyway, I think that resonated with a lot of you guys on Instagram. But because we had a lot of conversations about it, it's taken me a while to get there. So if you're not there yet, it's okay. I feel like you have to knit a lot of things before you really start to get to know like your own gauge and what fabrics you like, what fiber content you like, the fit, all of those things. And then you can just frog them, the ones that didn't work out, you know, later after you've gotten over it. But okay, I have one more finished object. This is I shared this before and it looks pretty much the same, but this is my Fluffiest cardigan. This is a pattern of mine that's in testing right now. Yeah, it's almost out. It's gonna be out in the next couple of weeks. And what I did was I had to fix one of the sleeves. I needed to take it off and reknit it because I added more short row shaping up here because it's a set in sleeve. But this is the smallest size baby. I added a little bit of length because I just feel like babies grow so tall so fast. And so I wanted it to be just a little bit longer, but I haven't put the buttons on yet, obviously. I need to decide which ones I'm gonna use, but it's so soft. And I think if I ever made a pattern for myself or like graded some of my little patterns to be adult patterns, like this would be it. I am really excited about it. The yarn, wow, what a crazy time. I started knitting or like thinking of this pattern maybe 5 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago, and I wanted to use Boucle yarn because I had seen it last year for the winter and I really liked it, whatnot. So I had some in mind, and then I reached out to an indie dyer, Sharon of Ray Knits, and she has a Boucle base. And so this was a collaboration, and my testers got to use her yarn with a discount, and so she has beautiful colors. But this is Toasted Sesame. I thought it would be just like a nice neutral. Ollie has a vest that I made. The other sample is a vest, and it's in his size. But Boucle is having a serious moment right now. Sewrella came out with a new base. Woolberry's teasing a new base, so I'm wondering if it's going to be Boucle. I'm not sure. I have a lot of thoughts about the yarn itself, like Boucle yarn, and I love Sharon's. Like, I would recommend it to everyone. I'll talk about it later because I actually have a project in other Boucle yarn. But it's just so soft and squishy and fun, and so yes, thank you, Sharon, for partnering with me on this, and I can't wait to share this pattern with you. You can obviously, like, you can knit it in a different yarn if it doesn't like work for your budget or come to your country and shipping, but yeah, I really like it. I'm very excited to share this with you guys, and for you to see my tester projects because they're looking really, really cute. In the Slack message, everyone's sending their finished object pictures, and they're just so cute. Okay, my last finished object is actually just a craft. It's not knitting, but it's a gift for my husband. I made him a little banner for his pins, and it's gray on the reverse side. So my husband likes to collect kind of these like enamel pins. He doesn't have like a ton or anything, but the first time we went to Disney World together, the only time, he really got into the pin trading, which we had no idea about. And he had gotten some pins, but he got his favorite one and he put it on his like lunchbox to take to work. Anyway, it fell off and he lost it. It was lost forever. I found a new one like on eBay that was the same, and I bought it for him, but he doesn't want to put it on anything so it doesn't get lost, which I totally understand. So I had seen a lot of these around. I just got the felt from Freeman's Creative and the rod as well, and some of these little felt balls to make a little tassel. And I wanted it to be like reversible so he could put some on both sides. I have to find all of his pins now though, because we don't remember where they are, except for this one. This is Carolina Beach State Park, where we went last summer. But I wanted to make myself one and Ollie one as well, because Ollie has some pins that we've been like picking up for him at different places. Like we went to the Monterey Aquarium, we got him one. North Carolina Aquarium, got him one. Different things like that. I got him like an olive branch one because his name is Oliver. Olive branch. That was like the inspiration for like bringing peace because the world needs some peace. So anyway, he has like a couple that I've saved for him, so I want to make him one to hang in his room as well. And I didn't use a pattern. It's really easy to just cut the sides off of the felt, and then I hand stitched just like a back stitch. I'm not a really great embroiderer, but I used to in my preteen days embroider quite often, so I just did a simple back stitch for that. So that was just really fun. It's his Christmas gift, but he saw it downstairs the other day. I accidentally left it out, so what are you gonna do? That happens a lot to me. But anyway, okay, so I have 2 works in progress today that are new that I want to share with you. The first one is this Stockholm Slipover by Petite Knit. It's all tangled because it's one of those top down and you have to break the yarn all the time, but this is what I have so far. And yeah, I'm knitting the size like 1, I think. I'm at the gauge and everything. Hopefully it works. But yeah, so I'm using Drops Alpaca, Boucle, and this is what I was going to talk about. Some of my test knitters use Drops Alpaca Boucle for the cardigan, and it is a suitable alternative. It meets the gauge and it's fluffy like this one, but the thing with this yarn is that it's more of just a thread with loops on it. I don't know if you can see. And then Sharon's yarn is like actually like fluffy yarn, more or less, if that makes sense. So this is a little bit more difficult to knit with. People talk about boucle yarn being difficult. I didn't find Sharon's difficult at all, but I will say my needle has been caught in this many times. So I just have to finish the body, and then I think I might, instead of ribbing, just do an I-cord like I did on my design, because I'm not doing ribbing in this boucle, but maybe I'll use Somebody's up from his nap. I don't remember what I was saying. That got me. Anyway, I'm not sure. But anyway, oh yes, I was saying, I think I might use like a different yarn, just like a similar color, but not boucle. You guys can come down if you want. I think they're folding laundry now. Okay, so 1 Stockholm Slipover by Petite Knit. Okay. And the second one is the Moby sweater by Petite Knit. I cast that on. So this one is gonna be a while. I cast these on like at the same time, and wow, I haven't knit like from serious charts in a while. Well, since I did this, I think like 2 years ago, I haven't knit from like a serious, like brain intense, can't even think of the words to say, chart in a while. When I bought the pattern, I was like, oh, it's 14 pages. Like, what are all these for? It's so many charts, so many charts. So this is taking a lot of my brain capacity to knit. This is why it is only this much, but it will come together, but I think it will be slower than I had hoped that it would be. And that's okay. Knit year round. So if I don't finish it until the spring, I can just wear it in the fall. But I'm using this, which I used I shared in my acquisitions last week. It's Knitting for Olive Mohair in the color Hazel, and I'm holding it with my Purl Soho good wool, some from my stash that I had, and I believe it's walking stick or reed gray, I can't remember, one of those. So I was actually really happy with how they paired together because I ordered this yarn to match something and it did not match, but it matches this, like, I don't know, it matches pretty perfectly to me. So yeah, I was a little worried about not being able to see the texture because of the mohair, but you can still see it. I think also because it's a little darker, you can't see it as well. But yeah, I'm excited to one day have this in my wardrobe. Like, that took a lot of time. So I gotta get on that. Okay, and then I have 2 acquisitions to share. So the first one came from my mom. Actually, she brought it over, which was very thoughtful. She and my sister brought it over. It has been kind of a tough week, last couple of weeks for us. We just got some difficult news lately, and so anyway, they just brought it over to say hi. But this is some yarn that they brought over. It is Habu textiles. I don't know if it's still around because my mom said she bought this like years and years and years ago. But it's a linen wool roving, and it's made in Japan. And yeah, I don't know. It's linen and wool. It's this beautiful black, sort of gray, and there's 2. And it came with a pattern as well for like not like gloves, but mitts, I guess. Oh yeah, made for this yarn. So this was back when Fringe Association was still around, so that will tell you how long ago my mom picked this out. But she sort of like stashes her gifts and so saves them, you know, for whenever she needs them. Honestly, I was thinking it would be pretty in like a bow, like a December bow, or like one of the Augustine's bows to wear in your hair. It doesn't really go that well with my hair color, but I don't know. I kind of like it. I also do need a pair of mitts or mittens, so it's kind of perfect. I can't decide because I'm like, oh, maybe I want to save it for something. I don't know, but the linen is nice. I think it would wear well on my hands. So I don't know, but it was a very sweet gift, and yes, perfect for me yarn. Okay, the second one is I participated in the winter Wishes sock swap that La Mercerie put together. That's a local yarn shop in on Bainbridge Island, I believe, in Washington. And if you haven't heard of it, basically you apply and they match you with a partner. And this year they did like just the 2 of you, and you send yarn to each other. So I just received the yarn that my partner sent me. Her name was also Hannah. I don't know if that's why we got matched, but I'm sure there was a lot of Hannahs that joined. But anyway, so thank you, Hannah, for this yarn. I'm very excited. I'm gonna open it. It's a little loud. So the first one that she sent is from, it's Knitologie by Knit Crate, which Knit Crate is no more. So I feel like I have, I don't know, like vintage yarn now, I guess, or something like that. So it's like this blue, yellow, gray, brown. The colorway is Titmouse. It's a wool silk cashmere blend. Yeah, it's very pretty. I don't use a lot of like super variegated yarn, so I don't know what this looks like knit up. I might have to do some research and see like what does the swatch look like, or is it self-striping? Like, I don't even know. I don't know. I probably just make socks with it because that was the intention of the yarn swap, was to get some sock yarn. But I think that these would be very pretty. Honestly, the colors look like my sister or my nephew, and so I think it might be knit into a gift for them, like a hat or something. That would be cute. My nephew has a blue hat that he wears all the time, so this would probably match. Oh, mittens. I don't know. I'm excited to see how it knits up because I have no idea. As you can see from my channel, I mostly just use like solids or commercial yarn, so I'm new to like, is it called variegated? I don't even know. But the next one I'm so excited about. This is a Sewrella yarn. This is my first Sewrella, which is funny because her studio is like in the same state as me, like probably 45 minutes from me, I guess. But I've never purchased it. And so this was so fun that like my first Sewrella came all the way from Pennsylvania from a sock yarn swap. So very cool. This is the classic sock, superwash merino, 438 yards for 100 grams. But the most exciting thing to me is that it's Merry Mickey, and my son loves Mickey. We like Mickey here at our house, and we like Disney World. I wouldn't say we're into like everything Disney, mostly just Mickey. My grandmother was like a big Mickey fan. And so yes, we like Mickey a lot. Bringing the legacy on to our son. He likes Mickey, lots of Mickey stuff. So I'm very excited about this. Like there was no way for her to know that we like Mickey, but it worked out. Anyway, I'm already like daydreaming. Can I make this into a sweater for Ollie? Like I was thinking I could make a plain sweater, and then in 2023, I want to try intarsia, so I could knit an intarsia Mickey like motif. You know, that one, the ears and the head. I could knit it with this, and just do like a gray or a white sweater, maybe white, or like this brown. I don't know. Or I could just make socks. I could make me and him matching socks. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll probably save it for like 3 years before I decide. But anyway, so that was pretty cool. I'm excited to try it. Everyone talks about Sewrella. Love her yarn, so I can't wait to see how it knits up. Oh, I did have one last thing. That was all my acquisitions, but I made a craft today with myself. I had some of my own crafting time. My husband is off, and so he took our son, to play this morning because it's raining, so I took him to play, and I did a craft for myself after I went grocery shopping. And I don't know if you guys have seen them on Instagram, but they're for like the solstice little orange clove candles. It smells pretty good. So I've had some beeswax and wicks like forever in my craft closet, and I didn't know what to do with them, so I saw this on Instagram. I think I'll try and link the tutorial if I remember where it's from. And basically I just made the exact same ones. Hers look better, but it's my first time making them, and so like, okay, next year will be better. But I've seen people float them. I think they would be beautiful in like a big punch bowl. So I made them to take over to my mom's for Christmas. Obviously, like, it's not the most safe thing. I was reading in the comments that like oranges can be flammable or whatever. So floating them, I read, was the safest option. And since we have little people running around, definitely going to see if she has a punch bowl to float them in. But I was really excited at how they came out. Oranges, it was surprisingly hard to get like the orange out of the orange. And I added the orange juice to my orange juice, carrot juice, apple juice drink because we've been fighting the germs around here. But I think we are going to look at lights tonight. Between this video and the last video, we went and saw lights with my parents and my sister and her husband and son, and that was really fun. The boys had a blast. They were doing a lot of dancing, a lot of throwing themselves in the grass and laughing, just like fun. They shared a like frozen hot chocolate right before. So they were like a little wild, which was the best. Like, we had a great time, and it was just funny, fun, all that. But it's rainy, so I think we're just gonna drive around tonight and look at some lights, and I don't know, just a few more days until Christmas, and then seeing lots of family. I don't know what he and his dad are doing up there. I think they're still folding laundry, which I appreciate. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear him, but he keeps saying yeah. Anyway, I'll be back with more videos soon. Definitely by the new year, I'm planning to share what I'm knitting for the first couple of months of 2023, and also some of my favorite makes of 2022. So happy knitting, and I hope you get lots of yarn in the next couple of days.